Welcome to Talent Motives, the Deep Dive, uncovering what drives you.
You have probably seen the headlines about the skills gap, right? We all see companies throwing just massive budgets at upskilling programs.
Oh, absolutely.
But looking at the Talent Motives leadership series for today's deep dive, it looks like we might just be, setting billions of dollars on fire.
It is a really harsh reality check because the data shows something like 70% of those corporate upskilling programs fail to produce any real results.
70%. That is a
massive
failure rate. And usually when I hear something like a motivation gap, I just assume, pay them more. But the source material says that is not it at all.
Not entirely, no. It argues organizations are misdiagnosing the problem. They think they have a skills gap, missing code, missing tools, but they actually have a motivation gap. Think of skills like apps on a phone.
Okay.
Motivation is the operating system. So you can try to install a high-powered video editing app, but if the OS isn't built to run it,
the app crashes.
Exactly. The framework they use here is called motivation DNA. It argues that skills sit on the surface, but your intrinsic drive determines if those skills actually stick.
See, but isn't this just another personality test? I mean, I have been a golden retriever and a blue and INTJ. Is this just like new branding?
That is the crucial distinction here. Personality tests describe how you act. Motivation DNA explains why you act. It is highly structured. It identifies 24 intrinsic drivers and 6 life indexes to predict behavior under stress.
So it explains why some people just burn out in roles that look perfect on paper. It's less about ability and more about the energy cost.
Spot on. If you force new skills onto someone without aligning them to their underlying wiring, you aren't just teaching them, you are fighting their biology.
Wow.
That is where the 70% failure rate comes from. You are trying to teach a fish to climb a tree. It is not just difficult, it is exhausting.
Right. But here's the catch, though. You can't psychoanalyze 50 employees every morning before a stand-up meeting. You are a manager, not a therapist.
And that cognitive load is exactly why these initiatives usually fail. Leaders get a 40-page PDF report, skim it, and completely forget it. This is where the source material brings in LiDi.
The AI talent strategist.
Yes, embedded in the MQ platform. And importantly, it uses Retrieval-Augmented Generative AI, RAG.
Which means what for the average manager trying to use this?
Think of standard AI like a creative writer. It can make things up to sound good. RAG AI is like a librarian. It can only answer you using the specific books on the shelf. In this case, validated behavioral science.
So if the data isn't there, it won't just invent a diagnosis. It's a guardrail against nonsense.
Right. So instead of skimming that static PDF, a manager can just ask LiDi, why do my 2 top performers keep clashing? Or how do I prevent burnout in my creative team? And they get a dynamic, validated answer based on those specific employees' drivers.
Let's make this concrete for the listener. Say I need someone to learn a complex new tech stack. If I pick the person with the best resume, I might still be wrong.
You very well might be. The sources highlight something called high exploration DNA. If you give that tech stack to an employee with that specific driver, they devour the training. They are fueled by research and innovation. They learn faster because they want to.
But if I give that same task to someone who, say, craves stability,
they will struggle, not because they aren't smart, but because the constant change drains their battery. That same person would likely outperform the explorer in operations or compliance, where consistency is the actual goal.
That makes total sense.
Or look at high beauty or creativity DNA. Those individuals naturally adopt storytelling and UX design because it feeds their need for aesthetics.
You aren't pushing a boulder uphill anymore. You're swimming with the current.
Exactly. The takeaway here is massive. The future of talent isn't about adding more training to a static job description. Skills become obsolete every few years, but motivation is constant. The goal is to place people in the right seats based on their motivational core.
It really challenges the whole structure of work. Think about your own job for a second. Are you struggling with a skill because you can't do it, or because you just aren't motivated to do it?
It definitely suggests the traditional job description might be dead.
Right. If motivation predicts success better than a resume, maybe we need to stop hiring for a list of skills entirely and start hiring for drive. Something to mull over next time you are staring at a stack of applications. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Find out more about MQI and LiDi AI by visiting our website at talentmotives.com.